Lovely Luton Hoo is the setting for the 22nd event on the road to Ras Al Khaimah for the 6th staging of the Bridgestone Challenge, and conditions couldn't have been more perfect. 2017 champ Oscar Langdon has been struggling with a slight back injury over the past couple of weeks. He's currently 14th in the rankings, a level past 71 for the Swede. Portugal's Pedro Figueiredo, already a winner earlier this year in Belgium, made a slow start today after being 3 over through his first 7 holes. But he rallied well to find 5 birdies, including this on the par 3 7th, to finish the day at 2 under. Young Jack Mcdonald was first out this morning at 7:30 local time, and he made the most of the clear fairways. A 5 under par 66 for the Scot sees him well placed. Left-handed Aussie Nick Cullen has been floating between the two tours this season, and he's currently sitting 95th on our rankings. But things seem to be looking like they're going in the right direction after today's round of 66. Moving into the top 10 now, and France's Julien Brun. It's 6 years since his last and only win on the Challenge Tour. A birdie here on the par 3 4th saw him sign for a very tidy 7 under 64. Alongside him is England's Ben Stowe. A fair bit of home support following him round today, and they were all delighted to see this roll in on his last hole. The course looking to really suit the man from Salisbury. Surprisingly, there were still people shooting better than that. Ben's countryman Tom Lewis has notched 2 top 10s in his last 4 outings. A bogey-free 63 sees him 1 shot ahead. Joining him is the big-hitting Aussie Dimi Papadatos, 16th in the rankings and signed for an 8 under par total, his lowest career round. Another familiar face this season is Sebastian Soderbergh. The Swede, similar to Dimi, only dropped 1 shot all day, and this birdie on his closing hole sees him in a tie for second. But there was just one name who stole the show on day 1, Stanislav Mattos from the Czech Republic. A sublime 10 under 61, he was only 3 under on his first 9 holes, then had an amazing, stunning 7 birdies on the bounce to have a quite remarkable 2-shot lead over the chasing pack here at Luton Hoo. Amateur Thomas Sloman is right up there. Numerous others at 6 under, but standing proud at the top is Mattos with his bogey-free 61. Day 2 at Luton Hoo, and conditions were as expected. Overnight rain had softened the course, but high winds meant the players' game plans would have to change. Jack Senior has only dropped a single shot over his first 2 rounds. 35 in the rankings, he's looking for a strong weekend to earn some much-needed points before the season end. He sits at -6. The silver medal winner at this year's Open Championship was Sam Locke. He's playing in just his 4th Challenge Tour event as a pro. The Scot followed up his first round 66 with a 68 today, the highlight being a birdie here on the tricky par 3 7th. He's in 9th spot. Alongside him with a good amateur pedigree is Roman Langasque. The 2015 amateur champion has tasted the European Tour once before and is eager to get back there. 107th on the rankings, is it his time to shine again? His fellow countryman Julien Brun is just a single shot better than him at 9 under par. A 64 yesterday and a 69 today for the 26-year-old, as he's looking to become the first French winner this season. Moving into the top 4 now, where it starts to get a bit congested. Aussie Nick Cullen is another who's only dropped a single shot so far. He matched his 66 yesterday with another today, and he sits in a tie for 4th at 10 under par. Sebastian Soderbergh joins him. He was 4 under for the day until the 13th, when he dropped 2 shots coming in. A frustrating back 9 for the 2-time Challenge Tour winner. He's currently 5th in the season standings, but he's still looking to finish as high as possible come the season end. 2 players are tied in 2nd spot. Firstly, England's Tom Lewis. He was so close to a birdie here on the 10th. He's another player with only 1 drop shot so far. Will his past experience be key for him over the weekend? Stanislav Mattos is the other player alongside Lewis. A 61 yesterday and a 69 today. A couple of loose swings on his back 9 led to him dropping a couple of shots and lose his overnight lead. But there's one lone player at the top after day 2. Back-to-back 63s for Dimi Papadatos sees him with a 4-shot lead over the chasing pack. A quite remarkable display in the win today for the man from Sydney, as he looks to secure his second win of the season. Denmark's Jupper Huldal and Ben Stowe are two others in a tie for fourth place at 10 under, but a world away it's an Aussie at the top. Moving day in Luton for the Bridgestone Challenge, where it was Australian Dimitrios Papadopoulos who held the overnight lead from the chasing pack. Could anybody catch him come the end of play? With a drop shot on the second hole for Dimi, straight out to the blocks were his playing partners, Stanislav Mattos with his dialed-in approach to the third to 4 feet. That was matched by their playing partner Tom Lewis, and both converted for birdie. It was then up to Dimi to hold this birdie putt. Not to be, as his 4-shot lead now down to just 1. But there were others that wanted in on the action, one being the unmistakable character of Marcus Armitage. A bogey-free 66 for the man from Huddersfield, and this par save on the 15th, giving Phil Mickelson a run for his money in the dancing department. Dimi's countryman Nick Cullen wanted in on the action as well. The short par 4 6th needs just a flick to the green for the second shot, as Nick very nearly holds it for an eagle 2, moving him to -13. Miles ahead of them, Matt Ford was lighting up the course, 9 under through 13 holes for the Englishman, but stalling there and parring his way in and delivering the clubhouse score at 13 under. Sebastian Soderbergh wanted to make amends for his poor second round yesterday, and it was looking like that was happening. 31 going out, he would only make one further birdie on his back 9, ultimately finishing the day in a tie for third. Mattos then had this putt on the 11th to go into the solo lead at 17 under, never in doubt. Coming up the drivable last hole, Mattos held a 1-shot lead at 17 under, and having reached the green with his tee shot, Dimi then knew he had to apply the pressure to be in with a chance tomorrow. Birdie for him, moving him to 17 under. But then Stan had the chance to put his lead back to 1 clear with this birdie opportunity. Will that one prove costly tomorrow as he ties Dimi at 17 under? So it's 2 tied at the top with Lewis and Soderbergh a further shot back. Germany's Nikolai von Dellinghausen is solo in 5th spot with a flurry of others in striking distance. Final day of the Bridgestone Challenge, and the players were greeted to slightly overcast conditions, but still high gusty winds of up to 25 miles per hour. Our leaders at the start of the day were Dimi Papadopoulos and Stanislav Mattos. 10 other players were within just 5 shots. And from the first hole there was a change. A bogey for Papadopoulos and par for Soderbergh, leaving the gate open for Mattos to birdie, never in doubt. In the group ahead of them was the 2011 Portugal Masters winner Tom Lewis. Although he also bogeyed his first hole, he then birdied his following 2, as well as here on the 4th, he moved to 18 under. By the time the final grouper on the 6th, Mattos had gone out of contention, meaning his playing partners were trying to pull away. Soderbergh finding the green with about 10 feet left, but not able to convert. A similar outcome for Papadopoulos. Northern Irishman Cormac Sharvin would set the clubhouse lead at -16, a target everyone knew was the benchmark in these testing conditions. Tom Lewis had moved to 19 under through 8, and this handy pitch on the short par 4 9th would push him to 20 under. Soderbergh then had the chance to close that gap to just 2. Not to be. Frustratingly, he would stay at 17 under. Lewis remained unnerved on his back 9. Further birdies on 10 and 13 extended his lead, while others started to drop back, and he nearly made it another here on 14. With Lewis's competition dropping shots coming in, he continued to pull away. Another birdie on 17 meant he walked down the last with a 5-shot lead. Just missing his birdie chance, he would settle for a par, which would be enough for the local man. 7 years since his last win, Tom Lewis is once again in the winner's circle. Papadopoulos and Soderbergh would settle for second place between them, which moves Soderbergh up to second in the rankings, as Ford, Murray and von Dellinghausen would match Sharvin in a tie for fourth.
I've struggled over the years, and I think when you struggle or lose something, you appreciate things more. If I can continue to play like this at least a couple of times a year and get a few more wins, then the more and more I can really appreciate what I'm doing.
Lewis now jumps up to 18th in the rankings in a crucial part of the season, where next week we're in Kazakhstan for one of the season's biggest events. We'll see you there.